I'll tell you about all the injectors in the game, what types they are, their features and what you should definitely put in your injector case. Also, how to get the coveted AH1 and 3 BTG. I'll give you a few combinations of various steams. Without unnecessary words, let's get started. I've divided all the stimulators into 4 conditional categories: regenerative, blood-stopping, those for strength and endurance, and unique ones. There are also 2 subtypes: those that remove contusion and those that provide a painkiller effect. Looking at the characteristics of the injectors, you always see different numbers, +1, +2, or on the contrary, minus. But what do these numbers mean? If you see the inscription skill and the light bulb icon nearby, then the number indicates the number of skill levels that will be added or subtracted from your current level. If it's about restoring energy, rehydration, or for example regeneration, then everything is different. A value equal to 1 means 60 units per minute. For example, Propital shows that it restores heals by +1, meaning it will give you 6 heals points per minute. Debuffs works on the same principle, however, the strength of the debuff also depends on your immunity. The higher the immunity, the less severe the debuff. There are also points such as max stamina, stamina recovery. Unfortunately, we don't have clear values here, so we can only understand the effectiveness relative to something. Knowing what I just told you, you can roughly estimate how much energy you have currently and how much will be left after you use a certain injector, or evaluate whether you have enough of a particular regenerative steam to restore all your HP. By the way, let's start with them. Regenerative injectors. There are 5. Propital, ETG, Adrenaline, Perfotoran, PNB. Propital is a unique thing. It lasts a whole 300 seconds and gives you a painkiller effect. It's the only option to get a painkiller effect without losing hydration and energy. And throughout its duration, it will heal you about 60 HP per minute. 6 minutes is 360 HP. Over time, it will heal you. Its only debuff is that after its effect ends, there will be a tunnel effect and hence tremors. It costs around 35,000 on the flea market. But if you have a habit of using ibuprofen and golden star as painkillers and leave one use in each, you can later craft Propital from them, making it almost free. Propital is worth using if, for example, you've lost a limb and your whole body has taken some damage and you want to heal a bit without sitting still for 5 minutes and not healing each limb separately. Also, if you have a little hydration and energy but you need to take a painkiller, ETG. It will restore 390 HP per minute. It will also immediately give you 30 energy and then take away 60, but it slightly affects endurance and health skills. It's the strongest regenerative steam in the game. You can use it if your character has taken too much damage. You're about to die, you've been seriously injured. The main drawback of ETG is that it doesn't give you pain relief, which would be quite appropriate. Also, its alternative use is to inject it before going into an attack. The effectiveness of this implementation is debatable, but some do it. The price jumps from 60 to 100,000 on the flea market. There is a barter, but it's useless. Adrenaline quickly restores 60 HP in 15 seconds. It will spend 30 energy and 26 hydration. It provides slight buffs to straight and recoil control. The regular price is from 70 to 25,000. It gives pain relief. Personally, I see the use of adrenaline only in combination with other regenerative injectors. Perfotoran 90 HP in 60 seconds, but its main feature is that it also stops bleeding. In other words, if you are wounded and experiencing multiple bleedings, using this steam solves the problem and additionally provides some healing. However, in return, you will have to give up 66 energy. That's 2/3 of your energy. The price ranges from 30 to 60,000. P&B 120 HP in 40 seconds. Debuffs are present, but you won't feel them. The main issue is the tremor, which you will definitely feel without painkiller. Price varies from 40 to 60,000. Overall, it's a decent stim that will bring you out of a critical condition, and after that it won't require energy and hydration in return. Quite a good thing. There are 3 blood-stopping injectors in total: Perfotoran, AH1 and Zagustin. Perfotoran will take away 66 energy, Zagustin 55 hydration and AH1 36 hydration. I suggest carrying one of the 3, whoever is cheaper at the moment on the flea market. The best options, in my opinion, are AH1 and Perfotoran. AH1 because it removes at least amount of water, and the Perfotoran, as we remember, also provides healing. However, both of them only last for 60 seconds, while Zagustin lasts for a whole 180 seconds. But in my experience, it doesn't really matter, because you almost never use these injectors before a fight, only when you start bleeding. And at that point, it doesn't matter how long the stim lasts. Injectors for straight and endurance. SJ1 lasts for 3 minutes, providing 20 levels of straight skill and 20 levels of endurance skill. You won't feel the endurance buff because there's no buff for its recovery. The only function of straight is to help you with some parkour, nothing more. It will consume 40 energy in 200 seconds and 60 water. Not the best choice for the price of 40,000. SJ6 lasts for a whole 240 seconds or 4 minutes. This stimulator also increases your endurance skill by 30 levels and also provides its recovery. There are no debuffs, just a tonal effect at the end, and the same tremor. Very useful stim if you want to quickly reach a quest item, a GPU, a LADX or anything else at the beginning of a raid. The price is around 70, maybe 80k. Meldonian. It's like a J6, but it lasts for 15 minutes. However, it doesn't improve your endurance as much. The main drawback is that it increases your hydration and energy consumption by 6 units for the entire 15 minutes. It's a good thing to be a better version of yourself during a raid. However, it's challenging to play without water and food, so you either have to constantly look for them or carry them with you. The current price is around 50,000. Trimadol. It's the premium version of SJ6 with some caveats. Firstly, it lasts the shortest, only 3 minutes, and at the end it will take away 90 energy and 90 hydration from you, so it's not worth using it without water and food. However, in return you get a significant stamina recovery boost and a lot of levels of endurance skill, plus pain relief. This injector can be very useful to quickly reach your goal or, on the contrary, escape from a critical situation. MULE. For 15 minutes it allows you to be a strong lifter, enabling you to carry 15% more weight. It's a good thing to carry a military battery. The downside is a permanent damage of 6 units per minute, and it's expensive, costing 120,000 on the flea market. L1 works for 120 seconds, increases the straight skill significantly and max stamina. However, once again, there's no effect on stamina recovery, so you won't feel a good increase again. It's much better than the alternative SJ1. Firstly, it consumes less energy, only 24, and it costs around 25,000, which is almost half the price. Additionally, it provides pain relief. But again, it's only worth using it to make a high jump or reach some spot. Let's move on to the unique injectors. P22, essentially useless and even harmful. The damage reduction by 10% has been removed, and by the way, Meldonian as well. The only useful effect left is the increase in stress resistance. Skills, vitality and health have not been proven to be effective. I conducted a million tests with volunteers at different levels and did not notice any significant difference. injectors. The only thing that can be generally useful is stress resistance, as it reduces the chance of getting a pain shock, which leads to a strong aim punch. The injector's effect lasts for 60 seconds, so it should be used right before engaging, but after its effects wears off, there will be a strong debuff to skill endurance and stamina recovery. In other words, it's not possible to use it for the second time in a short period. The price is not high, 25k, but the effectiveness of the stimulator is debatable. Antidote obviously helps with poison from cultists. Perfoturan also has this property, by the way. SJ12, very useful, provides long-term hydration and energy regeneration for a whole 10 minutes. However, the game doesn't display hundreds, and the status 0.1 should mean 6 points of regeneration. However, in reality, we get 3, which equals 0.05. This is enough to cover the standard PMC consumption. It also claims to reduce temperature, but this is practically useless. It may be ignored. Additionally, you get increased perception. Price 80,000. SJ9 reduces temperature, protects against thermal sights. Well, firstly, with a thermal sight, you will be visible. Like cultists, essentially a useless injector. Because you never know whether someone's shooting at you with a thermal sight or it's just a cheater, so we ignore it. Abdalboss 1 and Abdalboss 2. The first is related with the probability of piecing yourself crap and then just dying. Additionally, there are many positive effects listed that you can get. However, in this patch you can get all of them at once, resulting in plus 25 straight, but during these 10 minutes you will lose 60 energy per minute, or in the worst case just die on the spot. Price 35k. The second Abdalboss is slightly better, providing many different buffs, but the only practical one is the increase in carry weight. Almost like MULE, but you get anti-propital for a whole 30 minutes and your stamina will be shorter and recover worse. A controversial injector. It can be useful if you find something heavy 2 minutes before extraction and don't want to carry it for too long. In other cases, it's just a waste of medicine or endless use of propitals to compensate for the loss of HP. Price 60,000. 3 BTG increases container search speed, as well as perception and straight for 240 seconds. A cool thing if you have a well-established route for looting PCs on interchange and you want to loot everything quickly. But the price is 35,000, which is not much, but you'll need at least 2 of these injectors for a complete loot run. That's minus 70k for compensation for 2 to 3 minutes spent in the raid. You decide. If you want, you can test it. Maybe you'll like it. One use consumes 24 energy. There are situations where you're running in the Tagila masks, in Altin or in some other helmet, and you can often get hit in the head. During this, a savage concussion begins, and it's not possible to fight normally in this state. So many injectors can remove this concussion if necessary. Specifically, this includes propital, PNB, adrenaline, ETG, morphine, and tramadol. Some injectors also provide separate pain relief. This includes propital, morphine, tramadol, L1, and adrenaline. Some stims can be very beneficial to combine, for example tramadol plus SJ6. This way you'll get 4 to 5 minutes of uninterrupted running. This allows you to run diagonally across the entire location, like in woods. In total you'll spend 160,000. You can also try tramadol plus L1. This way for about 3 minutes you'll be able to run almost continuously. It was enough for me to run from one spawn to the exit on customs, and even when stamina was a bit depleted, it recovered to health within a couple of seconds. The price of this goodness is only 110,000. Propital plus adrenaline, equip and cheap heal. Again, if your arm has been torn off, your whole body is yellow or maybe even orange, you'll quickly get out of this state. The total price will be 50k, although it may be cheaper if you craft propital. Propital plus PNB. Also a fairly fast heal, and you'll even restore more HP. And at the same time, you won't have hydration and energy consumption, which is also undoubtedly a plus. But again, it only makes sense if you craft Propital, otherwise the price is under 70,000. For such money, it's easier to use ETG, but will cost the same money. What should you put in the injector case? There is some MULE, Propital, Adrenaline or PNB to choose from. Something for stop bleeding, ETG and SJ12. If you want to be very fast at the start, add SJ6. If you want to run across the entire location for a quest or LEDX like in Woods, then SJ6 plus Tremadol. Just don't forget food and water. If you are going for PvP, I suggest giving preference to PNB and taking Tremadol with you to chase down victims. All other injectors depends on your personal preferences and desires. Where to find AH1 and 3 BTG for the quest samples? You can farm airdrops, as there is a chance of spawn there. Also, play as a scav on factory. If you are lucky, they might spawn in your pocket. Another option is to go and complete the Colleague Part 3 quest. Buy a block keycard, loot the block room on labs, and after completing the quest, you'll get another block key, which you can sell and compensate for most of the expenses. That's what I did. Alternatively, of course, you can search for them on laboratory in free spots, like tables or other places. You can study them on loot map for efficient searching. But this is a lengthy and risky process. Scav case. Someone say they often bring the necessary injectors for Moonshine. You can also go and kill Senator. They spawn on him as well as in his suit. And also, if you are lucky, you might get them as reward from operational quests. If you have problems with all the other injectors, go look for them in Lighthouse. There are many spawns, but again, study the loot map. That's how our video turned out. You should have all this subscribed. Thanks for watching. Like, comment. See you next time. Good luck.